5 turns that always work. In today's video, we'll teach you 5 effective turn skills that you can really use to cause some chaos on the pitch and, more importantly, use to leave defenders a few steps behind you. And of course, as always, it's gonna take a little bit of training to actually master, but once you do, you'll essentially be a DJ on the pitch. Turning table. Wow. We can start off with the roll outside chop, which is a great little snappy turn that actually goes back where you came from. And it's one of those moves that combines a cheeky little body feint with a sharp turn on the spot. Now, it's really effective in a situation where you're facing a defender and you might think that they're covering the immediate area behind them. So you want to turn, but you also want to feint them, right? So what you can do is that you take a touch to the side of them, and then you initiate a soul roll. But instead of just rolling the ball normally and setting the foot down behind the ball, you basically execute the soul roll by snapping your foot down immediately in front of the ball, meaning that the ball is gonna hit your foot and then either stop or, ideally, go a little bit back to where it came from. Because when you combine that with the soul roll itself and the fact that you're gonna drop your shoulder, hopefully it's gonna fixate the defender's weight enough that way to give you a few split seconds to actually turn and do your thing like a boss or a DJ. It's up to you. And then there is the Cruyff turn, which is a bit of a classic, I guess. I think when I say that name, you probably all know what I'm talking about. But the cool thing about this skill is that it's probably a combination of like a very gentle fake shot and then a 180-degree turn with the instep of your foot. And the reason it's very effective is that once you come up to the defender, maybe they're on the side, you gotta line up, or at least make it look like you're lining up a shot or a cross or a pass. But instead of actually hitting the ball, you're gonna take your foot around the ball and transition into hitting the ball backwards, almost scooping it with the instep, then turn your body around and hopefully you should be away from the defender. Because the trick here is that once you line up that fake shot, the defender hopefully thinks that they have to block or initiate, go somewhere here, but instead you're turning the other direction. And that's what the Cruyff turn does. You really have to sell that first part of the move and not just come up, take a touch and, like just gently tap it. That might work too if you're going fast enough and you have a sharp enough change of pace and direction and momentum. But if you put that little sharp feint on top, it's just gonna make it extra effective. Just remember that, eh? But what about the croqueta then? But in reverse. The reverse croqueta, which is actually a really nice turn and very effective if there's a defender closing you down from one side and you not only want to get the ball away from them, but also want to turn away from them to really ruin their day. And this is where the reverse croqueta is very nice. And as the name suggests, you do it much like the croqueta, where you move the ball across your body. But instead of tapping it forward then, with the instep of the other foot, you just tap it backwards with the instep of the other foot and out behind you. And ideally, if you can actually tap it, a little bit away from you, so that when you turn, it's easier to accelerate into the ball, that's very good. Because you just want to put some distance between you and the defender. But even if you just stop it right behind you, it's gonna be okay, because hopefully your body will still kind of be between the defender and the ball. But ideally, get some space between you and the defender, and then it's important that when you turn, don't rest on your laurels and enjoy your victory over the defender and think about how good you are, because you're gonna wanna turn and you're gonna wanna get away, because they're not gonna like it and they're gonna come after you. And then there is the Ldrag, aka the classic Sergio Busquets move, which is a great...
Espera.
Huh?
Busquets?
Busquets?
Has dit Busquets? No. Sergio Busquets.
Busquets.
La mare que va parir aquests danesos.
Vale, Busquets then. Anyways, it's a great little move if you want to fool the defender in one direction and then turn 90 degrees around them to the other side. And what you basically do here is that, you can do the Marseille turn if you want. That's also effective, right? But given the fact that, for me at least, I think the Marseille turn is a little bit tougher to do. It's a little bit more tricky to do. And also it's better if the ball is slightly further away from you so you can stretch and then turn around. I'd probably go for the Ldrag if the ball is a little bit closer to me, under me, and I have it under control. And the trick here is to basically take a little touch to one side of the defender, hopefully make them think that you're going that direction, they're gonna stretch, fixate their weight that direction, because then you can just step on the ball, roll it backwards across your body, open up, and tap it out with the instep of your foot. And the thing is that the V-drag is only really effective if you do it at speed. So the key here is to practice this little move where you tap, step, turn. But once you can do this, boom, that's when you're ready to take the Busquets turn into a match. Boom, boom, boom. And then finally, there is the Ldrag or L-turn, whatever you want to call it, which is basically what you can use if you want to go to the other side of the defender compared to the V-drag. Now, obviously, if you're super two-footed, you can just pull out the V-drag with the opposite foot. But if you're kind of really one-footed like myself, just even thinking of doing this that's gonna end in tears. My tears. So here, the Ldrag is gonna be very effective because you can then take a touch to the side of the defender, step on the ball with the sole of your foot, roll it backwards, and then tap the ball behind your standing foot with the inside of your rolling foot. And that means that you have your body between the defender and the ball at all times, and hopefully that very sharp and sudden change of direction is gonna mean the defender has to stop, change direction. That fixates their weight, grounds them a little bit, and again buys you those vital meters and second for you to do even more magic. So V-drag this side, L-drag this side. But before you get sick of spinning, and I'll save you more lame DJ jokes here, but I think it's really important to remember that, as I mentioned in the beginning, these skills, they take a little bit of time and practice to really master, at least to the point where you can just do them instinctively on the pitch, and that is where they're most effective. So just go out there, work on them, and I promise you that all of a sudden, you're just gonna be turning defenders inside out. I did it again. But lame puns aside, let's not do any more of those. What should we teach you next, guys and girls? Let us know in the comment section right down below. Remember that if you want new football boots or new football or new training apparel, you can find everything you need from your friendly neighborhood boot pushers in the link to Unisport right over there. Of course, also, remember to subscribe to the channel to join one of the biggest and best football communities here on YouTube. And if you just want to learn more skills, well, hit the playlist right down there. With those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.